After an awesome Friendsgiving at Mike's house, we decided to do a little weekend adventure. So we started packing up to head up north. Oh, that window could use a cleaning. It's like dog nose smears all over. Anything we need in the kitchen? I think we're good. Let's get out of here. Beautiful day for a drive.
Trading my dreams for no 401k. And I ain't giving this fight for a cold, cold heart. So don't say I'm getting cold.
Ah, the cabin! Cabin! Yay! Oh, what do we got for ice? Got some ice out there. Mom's checking it out. Yeah, we were here a couple weeks ago. I was here last weekend. Woohoo! Awesome! What's going on? Oh, your book? Yeah. I know. There's nothing like the cabin.
Nothing was the same at the cabin.
Yeah. Damn. Ah, look at that. Ice is coming in. Oh, yeah. It's actually like 50 degrees here right now, which is crazy. I should take my golf cart home and work on that. Yeah. It's crazy ice. All big chunks. It's kind of melting and refreezing. Yeah, there's no sailing now. Looks like way out there she's still open. Just a quick pit stop here at the cabin, and then the girls are off for a girls' getaway at Grandview Lodge. What's everybody up to?
We're listening to Kids Pop songs. I'm playing on my phone.
Sweet! Are you excited to go to Grandview?
Yay!
Yay!
I don't want to.
You don't want to go to Grandview?
Yeah, I want to stay with Dad.
You want to stay with Dad?
Yeah.
Sit here all weekend?
Yeah!
We'll send you pictures of us swimming.
Okay.
How about you? Are you going to go to Grandview?
Yes. Of course I am. It has water parks and
I know.
shops.
Do you think we should take Charlie to the water park?
No! No.
Probably not. I don't think they allow mutts in the water park.
Hey, she's not a mutt.
She is a mutt.
You look like a mutt.
I don't look like a mutt. You're a mutt.
Let me go get some mud. Yeah. You look like a mutt.
No, I'll stay back at the cabin with Charlie, and you guys have a good time at Grandview.
I'm staying with you.
So we come up to our cabin in the winter. It is 3-season. The water is completely shut down. We have electricity, which is nice. But the water, you kind of got to be crafty. It's like camping indoors, basically. You got to bring water. Flush in the toilet. You can use the toilet here. We basically just need to make sure that it's re-winterized with RV antifreeze at the end of the weekend. We do have a lodge about 3 blocks away with shower facilities and a fitness center, so you can fill up water jugs there, you can work out, and you can take a hot shower if you want, so that's kind of nice to have that option. Otherwise, in this resort, we don't own the land, we just have this park model, and we did pick a lot right on Mille Lacs Lake, which we have never regretted. In fact, this whole cabin has been an endeavor that we have never regretted. We've got a gated community, we got a pool aside from the lake with beaches, you've got an arcade, there's kids and bikes and dogs and bicycles and skateboards, and everybody's got their golf cart and their drink of choice. And in the summertime, it's a really good time here. In the winter, I mean, there's less to do. You watch movies, you watch YouTube videos. I mean, I sit here at the cabin and I'm watching Ruby Rose videos, and I'm watching SV Delos, and I'm watching all the video watching that I do is either here at the cabin or some back at home, or if I'm on the road. I work on the road quite a bit, so when I'm out and about around the country, I am often on my phone watching sailing videos, and that's where I get a lot of the inspiration. You know, I'm not doing anything like some of those guys are now, living aboard, but we're definitely headed that direction long term. And for now, I mean, this is what we got. Raising kids, we got this cabin. It's about an hour, 25 minutes from our house, so it's nice to come here. Mille Lacs Lake, for those of you who don't know, in central Minnesota, Mille Lacs Lake is, I could be wrong on this, I think it's about 13 miles by 20 or 18. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, it's a large lake, great for sailing, and this is where we keep our boat here on Mille Lacs. We've got a slip that's protected aside from the dock out front. So obviously it's not sailing season right now, but I just wanted to post a video. This is what we're doing in the off season, and you know, we'll be traveling too. In a month or two, we're going to be down in Florida, and we do tend to travel and get around quite a bit, so hopefully we can get out there and meet some more of our friends that we've made. I would love to meet up with some more sailors around the country. But yeah, this is it. Chilling at the cabin for the weekend with the family. The girls are headed to Grandview Lodge, which is a really beautiful lodge in Brainerd, Minnesota, on the shores of Gull Lake. That's where we got married. And the girls are going to go there for a little girls' weekend getaway. I'm probably going to hang out here at the cabin. It's about an hour drive from here to Grandview. So, you know, we used to stay at Grandview all the time, and then once we bought our cabin, we never really stayed there anymore because it wasn't worth the cost. But for a girls' weekend, it's worth a few $100. They're going to go stay there, and I might join them for some swimming or something. But otherwise, just chilling here at the cabin, and you know, we still got the lake, and that's about it. See what else we can add in here. But if you're wondering, when we're not on the sailboat on Serenity, what are we doing? Well, this is it. One thing I would like to do is get back into some more adventure reading. I got my library here. These are all books I've read cover to cover. I started in college and read quite a bit more than this, but this is the collection that I kept, that I enjoyed. Some of these are like Solitude is great. A guy lives in Chile for a year in solitude to study solitude. It's pretty interesting. I've got lots of outdoor adventure books. This is probably my favorite book of all times, Beyond Religion by the Dalai Lama. But Wake of the Green Storm, that's actually a guy from Shoreview, Minnesota, who was sailing his 20-foot boat Persistence on the Great Lakes, on Lake Superior actually, when the big storm came through in, I guess it was 1989. Got some Kerouac, some Ed Abbey. I was reading, I don't know where it went, maybe it's back home. I was reading Overboard, which is a good sailing story. Jimmy Buffett. I mean, if you're into adventure books, this is where we get our ideas, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you watch videos, but if you really want adventure, you got to read books. That's where you get the crazy ideas to get out there and see the world. And A Pirate Looks at 50, I highly recommend this. It's got nothing to do with Jimmy Buffett and his singing career. It's about Jimmy Buffett, the adventurer. He's a pilot, he's a fisherman, and he just you know, fortunately he has the budget to go out and be adventurous. Some people do, some people don't, but there is an adventure for every budget. And I think reading is the best way to kind of learn those. I mean, obviously Between a Rock and a Hard Place is a great story. That's out in the desert, of course, not sailing, but a lot of this stuff. In fact, let's see, where is it? I had a book. I'm not seeing it right here. I think it was Ends of the Earth by, oh, what's his name? Anyway, it was kind of a down in the 40s, Sandwich Islands, Georgia. But yeah, good books. I mean, you gotta read. You really do. Desert Solitaire. Out There's a good one. I mean, you gotta read Walden. Obviously, that's classic. Dangerous Waters. Oh, I did read Heart of the Sea. I mean, that's a really great book. Walk in the Woods. You know, that's pretty good. I've read a bunch of John Murr. One of my favorite things to do when we're up here at the cabin is play vintage video games. We've got most of the old games from childhood here on our Wii, and this is kind of a place where we just, you know, watch movies and hang out, especially in the winter. There's not a whole lot to do outside. So, video games, reading, movies. We play a lot of board games, just anything we can do with the kids. And we also, you know, make plenty of casino runs and water park runs and all that kind of stuff too. So we're out and about. There's also an indoor gun range nearby, and that's one thing I'd love to do is go to the gun range and do some shooting this winter. So maybe that's an option too. But yeah, it's just finding stuff to do. Alright, I'm going to take a quick drive over to check on the Bayliner and see how it's doing. That is my Bayliner there with the green tarp, and I tried a new system to put the tarp on. It appears that my system didn't work and it has collapsed a little bit. The good news is I think it'll be fine. The bad news is this lot is locked for the season, and so there's nothing I can do about it. It's just gonna stay like that for the winter, and there's little I can do about it. So knowing doesn't change the outcome in this case, but I just wanted to see how things are looking. Not so bad. This is part of our marina. That's our boat launch right down there. And that is Serenity Slip right there on the other side of the weeds. Over there is the rest of the park. There's a little marina. And then if you go down this way, there's a channel that goes around the entire island. That's what makes it Mille Lacs Island Resort. Let's go check out the boat landing. Nothing big, nothing fancy, but it's a block from the cabin, and it's right down the street here. I mean, 50 feet from our slip. So it's pretty nice to have this. This is where Serenity will go come springtime. Let's go have a look at the lake. hop out here so we can get a better view. All right, here we are, Mille Lacs Lake. Different angle. This is kind of our bay here, so our cabin is just down the way over there, and this little bay here is usually pretty protected. This point out here protects us mostly. This is looking straight north, and most of the wind comes from the like northwest. So oftentimes the waves are coming in this way, and this point protects all of our bay. So most of the time, if I've got the binoculars, I can look out by this island and I see the really treacherous water. And then if you go out this direction and turn, that's how you get out to the main part of the lake. And you know, we've got lots of nice sailing days here, but there's definitely some big water days. This lake is very, very shallow, and so all of the wave energy kind of gets channeled. It's kind of almost like a Bernoulli's principle. If you think of how the wind comes around your sail, or the wind goes over the top of an airplane wing, it creates low pressure, and that makes the wind go faster, and that's what creates lift. Or in the case of sailboating, that's what allows your sail to be sucked into the wind and sail upwind. Well, that same thing kind of happens here. You get all this wind that comes in, and you get that wave energy on top of the lake. Well, the lake isn't very deep. I think the deepest area on this lake is about 30 feet. So you've got all this energy that gets channeled into these small areas, and it creates waves that are oftentimes cresting. And not only is there waves on this lake that are large for the size of the lake, but they're frequent. So you get these waves one after another. And if you've got, you know, if you're out here with our bayliner, what happens is you go over the first wave, and as you come down, the next wave comes over your bow. So it's great for Serenity. We can crash through the waves because we get the cabin. But you definitely got to be careful. You can get in the middle of this lake and get in a lot of trouble if you're not checking your weather. And that's why I call it our miniature ocean, because it's no joke out there. It is big enough to be dangerous. Here's a look around the resort. Ooh, kind of squishy wet. So we got playgrounds and stuff. That's an arcade building. Our pool is down farther, that's closed. That main gate building there is kind of like where you get your ice and your snacks and your t-shirts and propane and wood. This here is open year-round. And so in here, it's kind of nice. Got a little fitness area. This is warm, so in the winter, if you need a place just to come hang out, you know, nothing fancy. They got some machines in here, little bookshelf. But what's nice is that because we don't have running water in our cabin, but these are all tiled. They're warm. You got bathrooms. You've got a nice shower. You know, nothing fancy, but if you need a place to do your business or get some water, you can put your water jug here and fill it up and take a shower. It's not so bad. So Mille Lacs Island Resort has been around for many, many years. I think 50 or 80, I'm not sure. And it's now run by, I believe, the daughter maybe, or the granddaughter of the people who set it up. You've got some tent areas. There's some campers here that are semi-permanent. But what they've done really is they've kind of, they've really turned it private. They don't want anybody coming up here with their camper from the Twin Cities. You have to know someone here to bring in your camper, but they also deal with park models. So they are a dealer for new park models like this one. And what you do is you find a spot and you buy your park model, or you could bring one in, and you set it up, you skirt it, and then you can put on a deck or a porch or whatever you want to do. You know, these range, I think the new ones now are in the 70 to 100,000 range, but you can get older ones. You can buy older ones that are already established here, and the lot rent kind of varies. I think on the interior here, the lot rent is around $2,800. There's an open site that you could put something. So I think it's about $2,800 if you're out on the actual lake like we are. We're 20 feet from the lake. Then it's about $3,000, and that's per year. So if you think, if you come in here and you pick a place that's, let's say, $40,000 and you only have to pay $3,000 a year, that's not so bad. Ours was a little bit more, it's probably comparable to a nice boat, I guess. People are paying $20, $30, $100, $200,000 for a boat. Our cabin, I believe we paid about $65, and that came with our lake lot. That came with the deck, with the porch. It was fully decorated, fully furnished. So we got everything we need to just show up here. And then the $3,000 a year that we pay, that includes lawn care, lawn maintenance, mowing. In the winter, they come and they plow these streets. It also includes water. In the summer, it's turned on. In the winter, it's not. Includes garbage service. And the best thing is it includes electricity. And what's really cool about that is in the summer, you don't have to worry about your air conditioner. You just run it as much as you want. And in the winter, that's the real trick. In the winter, you can't leave an electric heater running while you're not here, obviously for safety reasons. But when you're here, you can run electric heat. Now, Minnesota, can get 20 below zero Fahrenheit. That's not common. Usually in the dead of winter, we're 0 to 20 degrees above. And so we do have propane. We do have forced air or central air, which also doubles for heat for us in our cabin. And I've got a Wi-Fi enabled thermostat. We do have Wi-Fi up here because we do so much video and movie watching. So I put in a Wi-Fi enabled thermostat, and what that allows me to do is on our way up, it allows me to turn on the propane heat, and that warms the cabin up to about 65 degrees. And then when we walk in the door, we turn the propane heat off and we turn the electric heaters on, and we run essentially for free, or included in our annual lot rent, I guess you could say, on electric heat all weekend. And in the dead of winter, we can keep our heat 75, 80 degrees if we want it that warm, just off electric heat. So the R value is not too bad. The cabin is pretty insulated, and it's kind of nice. That way we don't go through all of our propane. Most people have, little propane tanks like that. We've actually only got a 100-pounder that we use. So you don't want to leave that on all the time. You would run out of propane running the furnace. But in our case, we just do that system in the winter. It works pretty good, and then we run the electric heat, and it's a pretty slick deal. Looks like our neighbor is up. He must have just pulled in here. Still got his lights on. He just put this shed up, so that's kind of cool to have. He's got a shed and an area that he can park his ATV. Do you know what the best thing about the day after Thanksgiving is?
What?
Leftover turkey! You can sail to Zorba's, but you have to start on Gull Lake.
What, you can't?
You can, if you start on Gull Lake, you can sail to Zorba's.
Can you tonight?
But you can't get from Mille Lacs Lake. Can we sail tonight? No sailing.
Let's go.
Should we head out?
Yeah!
Let's head out! Alright. Let's do it. Let's go! Off to Brainerd! Oh, car's locked. Okay, we're here in brand new live. So this is the grounds. It's not as pretty now, but it was pretty in the summertime. I think one of these places is what we should rent next year for a 10-year. Your seatbelt's off,
I know.
but you're gonna ding. You don't
Oh,
care.
it goes that off.
It's gonna ding nonstop, and then I have to listen to it.
So yeah, these are the ones that I'm thinking, but these are only townhomes. These may not be big enough.
Well, all you need to do is get the estimated number of people that
Right.
show up, and you rent one of these. That's the place where they had the bouncy house last year.
They do this here.
No, not the Gull Lake. It was the start with an
No,
with
they
an
don't.
N, a Nordic something.
I think, yeah, it was that one.
I think so.
Gas registration.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one.
Did I? Oh, did I miss it? Alright, I'll spin around. Oh, yeah, one of those places. If we did one of those next summer and then packed all of our people in, that would be awesome. Oh,
The candy shop. Wait, that's the candy shop, right? I don't know.
oh yeah.
Oh no, that's the candy storage place where they store.
The candy shop is this green one over here.
So this
Oh, yeah, I
is the
was
crew.
right.
right.
See, there's these kind of cabins there too. And the ones down by the water. You'd probably want to be down by the water if you could.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the ones down by the water aren't that big. Here's the candy shop.
The
There you go,
chocolate
park
ox.
here.
The chocolate ox. No, I'm gonna go park in front.
Yeah, but it's too bad that it's.
Can't,
Yeah,
oh,
a
that's
lot
right.
of
You
things-
can't drive through anymore. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
What?
parking spot.
What?
Over there. Right here. On the right.
Oh, Dad.
Randy Lodge. What? Oh no. You
Norway
can on the left.
Center.
Oh, all right. Left.
The
Got it.
bouncy
Got
house
it.
is in the
Got it.
Norway.
This guy's gonna have to
Norway
wait.
Center, yeah.
Yep.
Norway. That's it. Oh, I just love it here. This place is so awesome.
Sunshine.
This is a Grandview Lodge. So before we got our cabin, we would come and stay here every winter and every summer with the girls. 10 years ago next year. So 9.5 years ago we got married here. And it is probably one of our most favorite places to be.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful grounds in the summer. It's like Dirty Dancing. They've got the flowers and the lawn and everything's just so manicured. It's just beautiful.
And
We're going in, babe.
And let's go take a look at the lodge itself. Grandview Lodge. Everywhere you look here at Grandview, it is just gorgeous. That is Gull Lake, one of the more prominent lakes in the Brainerd Lakes area. They've got cabins, bar, restaurant down by the water, swimming beach, and the grounds just go on, and they're beautifully landscaped. Of course, you get the real beauty in the summer when you see all of the flowers and the green grass. And the lodge itself is on the Registry of Historic Places in the United States. I would have to look up the details again myself, but you can also stay on the second floor of the lodge in a lodge room. Everything about Grandview is just amazing. Even though the cabins are nice and down by the lake, I personally love the historic lodge rooms.
this is so amazing!
Yeah, whole living room.
This is way better than hotels.
Yeah.
We have a bed.
It's just cool because it's historic. I mean, these are updated, but
Mommy requested this room.
I want to sleep.
turn some lamps
This
on.
turns into a bed.
I want to sleep in
It's just neat because you're upstairs in the historic lodge.
Don't be a monkey.
So awesome. Don't be a monkey! Let's go check out the kids, see what they're up to. So cool. They do so many kid activities. Look at this. It's awesome. Did you make friends?
We're gonna go downstairs and drink.
A little bit of shuffleboard. Oh, look at the sunset. Beautiful. We got a fire going. This is one of the reasons why I love this place. They just do so much fun stuff. You get fires going. You got kids' activities. They do sleigh rides. They got a horse and sleigh here. And it's just very family friendly. Nice place to come. Just a gorgeous night here. Very peaceful except for that car alarm. Let's go check out the lake. Now that is gorgeous right there. Oh man. She's not froze yet. A little bit of ice there. That is the cabin that we stayed in on our wedding night. Here's the beach. Gull Lake is one of the most amazing lakes here in the Brainerd Lakes area. One of the more prominent lakes. Gorgeous sunset. A little breezy. And then you got, this is the bar restaurant. They're probably closed for the season. And then next to it is the pool area. It's just amazing. Just everything about this place. How about that sunset? I started a hyperlapse and I walked down on the shore, and then my phone laid there and took black image of the concrete the whole time. So unfortunately that didn't work out. One of our traditions is to get a family photo every time we're at Grandview. This wasn't the greatest photo, but there we are on the shores of Gull Lake. I got a nice little clip of the water park. Excellent little water park they have here at Grandview. Also a very nice little bar restaurant underneath the lodge. We went and checked that out, had an appetizer, and then hit the game room. It's always fun to cut the kids loose in the game room. Tess chose pinball tonight. Just absolutely beautiful grounds. I could stand there all night. Then it was off to Zorba's for dinner with Gretchen. Hope you enjoyed this little glimpse of what we're doing when we're not sailing Serenity. This entire video took place the day after Thanksgiving. Now it's on to a fun weekend and more wintertime adventures. Thanks, we'll catch you next time.